Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, this weather definitely has played a bunch of tricks on us and really affected the fishing this past weekend over the Christmas holiday. What a doozy of a storm. Blizzard conditions across much of the state, rain and thunderstorms and wind across the southeast, and wind across the entire state. And that really affected the number of fishermen that were going out, not only because of the holiday, but the weather was less than cooperative, to say the least. But before the storm, guys were doing okay. Moving around quite a bit to find the active fish, but guys up in the northeastern part of the state like Wabae, Bitter, Indian Springs, Reeds, as well as Opitz did fairly well. And then down the southeastern part of the state, a lot of guys flocked to Ponset and having to deal with a lot of walleyes that were beneath the 15-inch limit, but still catching some fish that were keepers. And then other lakes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Oakwood, both east and west, and then also Thompson, Sinai, 81 Ponds, Island, Diamond, and then also Madison produced a few walleyes before the storm as well. And then the perch bite has really been affected by this storm, and you had to really move around to find the fish. But guys have been doing okay on Ponset, as many people have talked about. Again, you really need to move around to find those active perch. Other lakes included Wabae, Big Stone, Thompson, as well as Dry Lake by Willow Lake. You know, the perch in those other lakes, a few and far between, but it seems like the best baits guys have been using have been kind of throwing the kitchen sink at them. Small minnows, waxworms, maggots, has been the bait of choice, and it's been all over the place. And then as far as what jigs is concerned, small jigs, because they're trying to find those active fish, and with the change in the weather, a lot of those fish have been hugging the bottom and really not being too aggressive. So again, small jigs have worked out best. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about rattle baits. Rattle baits have been around for a long time, and this past week they've been really popular for catching the walleyes in some of the lakes, to at least to bring them in, to attract them. And that's really what that noise does. That rattle in those baits will attract those fish. And so guys, a lot of guys, even though they've been around for a while, they've asked the question, how do you use them? What baits do you use with those rattle baits? And what rattle baits am I talking about? First off, there's a number of companies that offer that type of bait. Northland has the infamous buckshot rattle spoon. Lindy has a Rattle and Flyer. VMC has their version, the Rattle Spoon, and then also Clam has the Blade Spoon, as well as the Jason Mitchell Blade Spoon, Rattling Blade Spoon. So they all have their versions. And so what guys have been using, and the best thing that I've found out to use, has been basically a minnow head. Some guys will use a full minnow, and I don't think that really serves the purpose, because you're going to be sitting there jigging it. You want that rattle to make some noise, so you're going to be jigging it, moving it. And so that rattle bait is going to bring in those fish, so a minnow head is going to give it a little bit more scent than it otherwise would have. Other guys, we also use them, the smaller versions, loaded up with waxworms and maggots for the perch as well. But again, the key is to move it and to have that rattle make the noise. Then also the key is to watch your electronics, watch your depth finder, because if you're being aggressive with that rattle, with that jigging motion, what's that doing to the fish? Is it bringing them in? Is it causing them to strike? Or after they come up and investigate, they move away? If they come up and don't take the bait, slow down the motion a little bit. Maybe not jig it as much. Just get them in there to really take a bite of that snack on that jig, so to speak, that minnow head of those waxworms. So again, let the fish tell you what's doing, what they want after you bring them in, and that's where the rattle spoon really comes in handy. So again, if you want any of those versions, whether or not we're talking about the Northland Buckshot Rattle Spoon, the Clam versions of the Rattle and Blade Spoon, or the Lindy Rattle and Flyer, or the VMC, stop on by here at the store. We'll definitely show you what you need, and this is going to be one of those go-to lures throughout the ice season. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to Todd at DakotaAngler.com, or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And before I end this week's report, I want to make sure all of you had a great Christmas. From my family to all of you, Merry Christmas. As I said on our Facebook post, I greatly and truly appreciate each and every one of you. Even if I haven't ever met you before, I know you watch this video, and I know you have maybe stopped here at the store. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic and safe 2017. So from all of us to you, Merry Christmas, and also Happy New Year. Folks, if you have any questions that we can do for you, stop by here at the store. Feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. And again, remember, if you need waxworms and maggots, give us a call or order it online from us, and we'll ship it out to you as soon as we possibly can. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.